Greetings. I'm not gonna get this right. I'm tired, but gotta say this real quick. So today in my car, I just got tons of NPR, and I think I was on KPFA in the morning, and then KALW. I love these stations. Okay, I knew Rose Aguilar. We used to ride together in a critical mass. And she's awesome. Oh my God, they're great coverage over the years. Her parents were awesome people. Anyway, RP, just she's so cool. Really like her, but unfortunately, gosh darn it, her and then I listened to all kinds of other media today. That's what I'm saying. And there's things going on like this Ukraine, Russia escalation kind of thing, or chance for peace talks once again. But and they're all channels, all radio today, all media had this tone of like, and just, oh my God, what is the Trump idiot doing now? And this kind of thing of like Trump is just all powerful, like he's the only player. They're not mentioning any other actors in this situation. They're not mentioning any key moments in history, key developments are just completely off the table. It's just all about what Trump is doing now or what's being said sort of now, this kind of stuff. And that kind of makes sense. It's going to be a certain amount of focus on that. But gosh, they're just leaving out so many key players, so many key people in positions of power, so many key decisions that have been made over the years. One big missing factor in everything that was said today was any mention of the CIA. It's none. No mention. Ukraine, Russia, no mention. 2014, color revolution, nothing. No, Yanukovic, democratically elected leader of Ukraine, name never comes up. It's crazy. I mean, really, it is bizarro. Also, the idea of Ukraine being in NATO, okay, that has been a red line for Russia for a long time. And there's been lots of clear discourse over this kind of thing. And also the treatment of the Russian citizens once Ukraine did annex some of these Russian territories, or they were included in what was going to be Ukraine. They treated the people so horribly, and they cut off water to Crimea and bombed and killed a bunch, like 14,000 Russian identifying citizens within Ukraine were murdered between 2014 and February of 2022, I think, when the Russians went in. And the Russians at first called it a special military operation. Remember that? It wasn't a war. It was military operation, special operation. It's a limited goal to liberate these places that have been so suppressed underneath the sort of Nazi rule of the Zelensky regime that had been installed by Victoria Nuland. So anyway, but none of that was mentioned. There was so much just not mentioned. Victoria Nuland was never mentioned. Okay, she's the one who made the call to get Zelensky. All right, anyway, and they have the recording of the call. It's not like it's true that the recording of the phone call, you can hear it. Okay, but anyway, so that's one thing. It was just maddening. All this coverage of it, just maddening. Just hyper focused on just Trump, and so therefore missing a huge part of the story, and no one got it right. What else was talked about today? Oh God, I don't know. Vaccines, CDC, FDA. Yeah. Okay. So yes. What is his name? Cabinet member Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. Um, there's some new critique of vaccines, or maybe some new lifting of a mandate to get the vaccines, or something has changed. I don't gotta get the story straight, but new ruling on vaccine safety. I don't know, something. But the people on NPR, uh, the National Pfizer Radio, they are so offended by that. Also, and also no context given, no nothing. So vapid, such horrible coverage. One big thing, just overall observation, viewpoint, any discussion of vaccines, anti-vaxxer, pro-vaxxer, do is that not all vaccines are created equal. Boing, ding, boing, right? You're not an anti-vaxxer or pro-vaxxer. You are someone that has, this thing called the ability to distinguish between good vaccine, good, and bad vaccine, or unproven vaccine, maybe not necessary vaccine. Okay? Good vaccine, good. Okay, time necessary, good time to get it, good. Over here, bad, right? And it seems like with a lot of things in our world, modern now, things in the past had integrity, truth, accountability, good. Past, pretty much good. All vaccines, the vaccine schedule for kids, we could debate that. I don't think they needed to get so many. I think a lot of things, once it's not in circulation anymore, I don't know, or if it's already gone endemic, or I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure you keep going with these vaccines so much. But certainly, like, I think, like, my parents, their idea of the polio vaccine was just that it was kind of awesome, and that this guy kind of got Salk or what, he just kind of gave it away. Like, no one got rich. There was never a big coercion scam or need to do, because people wanted it because it was effective. Actually, I think that's the case. I know there's been recent fuck ups with it. Excuse my French. But anyway, there's been problems. But it seems like there's problems with everything that's done now. They just don't do it right. The timing's off. The da da da. There's a way to administer a vaccine, and also there's a good kind of vaccine. And just a good vaccine is what's known as an attenuated whole virus vaccine. Good. Basically good. Attenuated. You take the thing that makes it super transmissible or deadly or whatever that is, and you knock that off of it. But you still got the whole virus there. The body sees this whole weird foreign genetic thing, protein, and it develops antibodies for it. Not only, so the other thing is that you don't have to have a high antibody count all the time. You're not going to test for high antibodies when the thing's not going around anymore. You don't want your antibody exhaustion to be happening. You don't want to be making antibodies against stuff that's not there anymore. But your body has a memory, and it can make antibodies when it needs to. None of it's got T cells. It's got other other things in the immune system that you don't want to suppress by over vaccinating, overstimulating the immune system, taxing it. You reduce the effectiveness of other macrophagic T cells, other kind of parts of your immune system take a hit, just so you can kind of maintain this fake high, antibody number to a pathogen that may or may not have already mutated, or may not even still be going around. And also when we are actively vaccinating during an infection, we know we're probably creating mutants, right? Like that, we know that. Oh wow! Oh, what's happening? Oh look, some of the common knowledge in the past was the idea was thinking that hey, you don't really give a vaccine to an actively infected currently infected person. You're not going to do that. And if they've already kind of had the thing, you're gonna maybe want to just let their natural immunity, work with their natural immunity, boot their health, their vitamin D, their kind of whatever, right? And you don't need to vaccinate them if they've had natural immunity, they've had exposure and already recovered from the thing. These are just differences I've had with this vaccine policy the whole time, and I'm talking about it again, but all right. So today, none of that was on the radio. No nuance, no nothing, no other alternative viewpoint. None of the new science that's come out, new revelations about the dangers associated with the vaccine, the risk associated with the mRNA vaccine, such as it is. Nothing about the controversies of Pfizer or how the thing was purchased or pushed or any of that. Just nothing. Total vapid, no coverage. Just a repetition of whatever the talking point they got fed from Pfizer. Just okay, here we're going to say that. Okay, and Trump is bad, and vaccine good. Okay, all right, and we go. Bling, and just all radio today. It's really disheartening. All right, that's enough on this. Have a good one, and we're going to improve this radio situation. We're going to get some journalism again, where they're going to have to kind of hit the heavy points, whether you agree with them or not. Like, hey, you know what? And today, just to round out our coverage, we're going to go down and interview Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. Blah blah blah. What do you say? Blah blah blah. All right, done. It's over. You provided so much more information at that point in perspective. If you could just interview one Dr. Robert Malone, Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, interview somebody from the Kennedy. Let's hear a sample, a soundbite, something of the Kennedy decision, instead of just boom right to moralizing and characterizing about it. Just and now we're going to start commenting on how Trump sucks. Okay, all right.